Hey friends! I'm going to be making a brand new character for you today. I'm going to be showcasing and touring the very first town, Cierzo, as well as doing the very first quest. So I'm going to make my brand new character for you now. Someone had made mention of making a video showcasing things that players might overlook easily, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Okay, so the tutorial is actually something that I would advise paying attention to. Not too much attention, it's not too terrible, but you want to gather everything that you can along the way. You want to avoid torches and gathering wood from the trees because they don't have any sale value. So you only want to be picking up things that you can actually sell. You don't have to go out of your way. All of these items are going to be on your way to the NPC. And something really important is going to be these bandages. I feel like a lot of people probably don't pick those up, or they mistakenly use them too early.
Go ahead and sleep in one of the extra bedrolls.
And if you're naked, that NPC is going to give you some clothes, but we went ahead and picked some up on the shoreline. Okay, when you first wake up, go ahead and pick up these clothes right here by the table, and then we're going to shoot downstairs and pick up our backpack. Now this stash, when you first come in here, when you first make your character, the starting stash is randomly generated. All of the caches are randomly generated. So if you get unlucky with like an improvised bedroll or something, or some wooden spikes, go ahead and leave them in there. Okay, and then before going outside, this is our haul from the starting house. We've got a recipe. Now I recommend learning the recipes as soon as possible. They do have weight to them, so they can weigh, you know, a lot.
Rise and shine.
Yeah, to threaten. You heard, Mother. Away with.
I'm so that gives you must listen. That does. If you could remember, listen well.
And once we come out, there's going to be some Gab berries here, and there's a quarterstaff to the right here with this rock. Now the quarterstaff, it's actually not a bad starting weapon. It does affect. It attacks decently fast, and it has some decent damage. One thing to note about the quarterstaff is that it doesn't have any sale value, so you can't sell it. Okay, and then we're gonna have this axe. It's a two-handed axe. It does attack decently fast, and it does decent damage. Not bad. And if you come into Town Hall and then up these stairs, there's going to be a chest to your left here. Again, this is randomly generated. Nice. That matches my hair. And once you get the Cierzo town key, you can come over here to this prison cell, and you'll be able to come in here. If you look at the top left-hand corner of your screen, you see this ornate chest in between the bars. You'll be able to grab that ornate chest. Alright, next on our stop is there's going to be a pitchfork on the back side of this inn. So if you roll down this hill here, there's going to be a pitchfork here. It's a decent starting weapon as well. It attacks about as fast as the Great Axe, I believe. Yeah. And then directly diagonal to that is going to be this pile of junk, again randomly generated. And if we come up here and we walk up relatively slowly, come on, I'll have to go into the other side. Okay. You want to be on the left side here. So we're going to walk up. And there's going to be Merton's head right here. It's a kind of like a secret location, but it doesn't really give you anything. It's just a cosmetic thing. It turns you into a skeleton. And I'll show you where the rest of him is located as well. Let's pick up these Gab berries and head over to the caravaner. There's a hatchet on the other side of him next to this tree. And if we head over here, there's going to be a machete. I'm gonna go ahead and equip the machete.
Greetings, friend.
Sorry, the hatchet, not the machete. And I'm gonna start selling some stuff. So typically I do like to keep the beetles for recipes, but because it's the starting zone, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell everything that I can. So we're gonna go ahead and wear those sandals, and we got quite a bit of stuff here. Again, usually I would keep these items. So you see how the quarterstaff and the torch were not in the sale menu?
Greetings, friend.
It's because they cannot be sold. They don't have any value. So I'm going to go ahead and leave them here. And next to the blacksmith, we're going to go up the blacksmith's house here, and we're going to go up on the little trim. And this is going to be Merton's, like the rest of his body. So this is what it looks like. It's just a little cosmetic thing. It has no sale value, it has no weight, it has no stats. And then on the back side of the blacksmith's house, up this little ramp here, you're going to find another pile of junk. So we're just going to take the sandals because the rest of that can't be sold. And if you run down these docks here, you're going to find a plank shield. Now, I feel like shields in general are kind of in a bad place. Like, you know, people wouldn't generally use them. I feel like there could be a lot more done with them at this time. So it kind of feels like a little bit of an afterthought. If you come up the ramp and then over here, you're going to find some recipes. And like I said, make sure that you learn the recipes as soon as possible. I did want to mention that this is going to be your Spellbreaker trainer. This is where he's located. So if we come back down here, let's go ahead and head over to the water purifier. But before I do, this is going to be your general store. He sells some armor as well as miscellaneous items. This is going to be your blacksmith. He sells weapons as well as the blue sand armor, which is pretty decent starting gear. It has a lot of resistances. And then this is going to be your alchemist. She's going to sell you potions and alchemical recipes. And this is where your water skin's going to be. Because we got some water skins from the stash, which is kind of not really seen very often. This is where you're going to find your very first water skin, is by the water purifier. And if we head along these docks here, we're going to meet up with our fishing harpoon. Again, the fishing harpoon is also used in recipes as well, just like the backpack. Nice, some blue sand. Okay, so before we head into the storage area, we're going to go ahead and sell one more time. I do advise having at least 2 to 3 water skins. And we're going to sell the blue sand just because we don't need it. We're also going to sell the fishing harpoon just because in my tutorial guide here, I don't need it. And I've already broken 100 silver, so let's go ahead and purchase a gold bar. And before we go to the storage area, we're going to talk to this gentleman here.
Need something?
If you select the option, I'm going outside,
Well, you got the
he's
essentials
going to give
at least.
you a skill for free.
Here,
Now you
I'll
do
teach you a
have to be
skill.
properly equipped, so you need on armor, a backpack, water skin, and a weapon, and then he'll give you the skill for free. So because we have on the hatchet, we're going to go ahead and learn the cripple skill.
There you go. Mastering skills is the key to survival out in the wild.
Let's grab these Gab berries, and I'm going to drop the plank shield as well because, again, it doesn't have any sell value to it. And we're going to go ahead and go through the storage area. Some people might go through the front gate and then run down that way. I would advise going through the storage area because it's just faster. Let's go ahead and put on our lantern. Here's going to be another bedroll. Now all of these items that are on the floor are going to be static. The only things that change between playthroughs is going to be the caches and like the piles of junk and the chests. So because we already have a bedroll, we don't want to pick this up. We just want to take the bread. Over here is going to be a lantern, and then on this box over here to our left, you don't really see it until like right there, but it's going to be flint and steel. So if you didn't pick up your flint and steel, your lanterns, and your bedrolls from your home, you're going to be able to get them here in the storage area. Here's a recipe for Gab Berry Jam, and then right here is going to be a pile of junk. So I'm actually going to take all of these things. And then here's your pickaxe. There's 2 of these enemies in here. The other one is probably just around the corner there. If you come over here to the right, you're going to find an iron vein. Nice. And there's our guy. Now these Troglodyte Tridents, they do sell for a decent amount. I'm going to go ahead and try to bring one back if I can. It is kind of heavy, so let me go ahead and put it in my pouch. And if you go to the left of these blue mushrooms, there's going to be some green mushrooms right here. And then this is going to be our exit. Now there is a drop off here, so that means that, you know, if you didn't get everything that you wanted, don't leave just yet, because you won't be able to go back in unless you go through Cierzo. Okay, so I want to make mention really quickly, this is the only bandage that I have, and I picked this up in the tutorial. Now sometimes you do get a little lucky and you'll get some bandages, you know, in the town before coming into the storage area, but you can get unlucky like I did today and not get any additional bandages. Actually, you know, that's happened to me more oftentimes than I can count, where I just have the one bandage. So you're going to follow the shoreline down here, and you want to stay away from those pistol shrimp. Sometimes there's a pistol shrimp like in the area that I'm pointing right now. If you just follow the shoreline, usually he'll avoid you. And then you're going to talk to this NPC here, and you're going to give him this bandage.
I can feel it
He will
working.
not have that dialogue if
Thanks a
you
bunch.
don't have a bandage in your inventory, so you wouldn't know.
Ow.
So he went ahead and
Don't think
gave
I'm
us
fit
this
to run back
tribal
home
favor,
just yet.
which is what we're going to use to save our lighthouse. And actually these sell for 45 silver, but you know, obviously we're not going to be selling it because 150 silver bounty, which is what we have to pay, is a heck of a lot more than 45 silver. And we want to keep all the money that we've gotten. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a trap to our left, right there. You see that trap? Don't even waste your time. Come over here to the hollowed trunk here, and it's also randomly generated stuff. Sometimes there can be enemies along this path. Sometimes I've seen it empty. Nice, some predator bones. Predator bones are used for recipes, and they're highly sought after. Look at him dodging like a baller. Okay, so if we follow this road here to the left, if you see where we came from, this is where we're heading, because we're trying to go back to town. But once you see these two trees right here, go ahead and veer off to your left. And you see those building blocks over here? There's going to be a chest. Okay, so they're here right now. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes I've seen 7 bandages here in this chest. So if you didn't pick up the bandage in the tutorial, or you used the bandage in the tutorial, if you come up here to this supply cache, usually, I don't want to say all of the time because I have seen it where there were no bandages, but usually there's some bandages here in this supply cache, and go ahead and grab them, and then you can just give them to the NPC. We're actually going to take everything in here, hopefully, because we can sell it. And now we're just going to be making our way back to town. If you can't carry all this stuff, it's totally understandable. Don't try to overburden yourself. Just pick up whatever you feel like has the most value to it. And that's something that you'll learn more as you play the game, what items have more value to them. And the best thing you can do also is to just make sure that you're kind of balancing out the weight as much as you can. We are right next to Cierzo, but I did want to just mention this. If you pick up something heavy like a two-hander, like this is 6 pounds, for example, if I put it on, all of these items here that I have currently equipped are not being taken into consideration for the weight limit of being overburdened. Let's go ahead and learn that recipe. So let's find something that's heavy. So these predator bones are kind of heavy. Let's go ahead and put them here. And that balances out my weight a little bit so that I can move a little more freely. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to sell, lighten our load. So let's go ahead and just use our hatchet and sell everything
Greetings,
else.
friend.
Usually I would keep the predator bones again for recipes, but I am going to sell them because, you know, this is a tutorial and I'm not going to be doing anything with it. We were pretty lucky to get those padded boots, but and I would wear these typically or use them in recipes, but I'm gonna go ahead and sell them right now. And you usually want to use the meat in recipes as well. You can sell the gems. So things that you get, like this small sapphire from mining, or Hackmanite when you mine the mana crystals, I would definitely sell those.
Greetings, friend.
So that's going to be our second gold bar. Now everything that I sold, you can just get it back. Like apart from the padded boots, although I'm pretty sure the general merchant over here probably has some boots on him.
Is there something you need?
Yeah, so they're right here. They're 25 silver. So, I mean, he has some boots as well. But that's a pretty good haul. Okay, so we're going to turn in our tribal favor.
Greetings. You have a way to make that, and on time. Well, Oliel and Izan are leaving Cierzo.
And that's the very first quest. We went ahead and completed that. And we earned 200 silver, or 240 silver, 41 silver. So the reason why I had you get the Gab berries is you can create this jam that you could use the bread with, and it's like a stamina food. It's really helpful. So that's Cierzo. Those are all of the items you can get, all of the secret little stashes around the town. That was the very first quest. It was pretty quick. You might struggle with it at the beginning. That's okay. Don't worry about it. It's just a game. Try to have fun. And I hope this is helpful. If you liked it, let me know. If you want to see something different, let me know as well. And take care.